What's good, my fellow GeoGeeks and MetaMappers? Spatial Ninja here, bringing you This Week in MetaMapping. Today is April 2nd, 2023. Now, it's been a couple weeks since our last MetaMapping video, so we've got quite a few articles to go through today, so let's just jump right into it. Now, some of the articles that we'll talk about today and some of the new product releases from ArcGIS are still centered around the idea of digital twin and metaverse. This has been a reoccurring theme over the past few weeks, as this is still a very hot topic within the GIS and geospatial market. So our first article here from GeoWeek News: Digital Twin Consortium adds new networking group targeting telecommunications. So for those of you who are familiar with Digital Twin Consortium, it's essentially like an OGC type of organization that looks to put out standards and working groups for different industry verticals and create standards all around this idea of digital twins. So as we can see here, they've created a new working group added to the organization, which the focus is on addressing the application and adoption of digital twins in the telecommunications market. So a new vertical for them. This particular working group is chaired by Anoop Bowdhury of EDX Wireless. EDX is a vendor of a software that allows you to create the wireless RF coverage maps within the telecommunications space. We can see from this quote here, in today's telecommunications world, digital twins are providing a 360-degree view of network performance and usage patterns, enabling an improved analysis, optimal coverage, accurate prediction analytics, and effective management approaches. So digital twins is another kind of big buzzword in the telecommunications space right now, as they're looking to monitor everything that is leveraging their networks and using broadband. Everything from your mobile device to your home routers to smart devices, everything that's using the internet. They're wanting to model and visualize and view all of that within a digital twin. So it only makes sense that this Digital Twin Consortium has created this new working group. We can see that what they're going to focus on here: platform development for emerging technologies, enabling smart cities, the economic and social structure improvements, sustainable energy use, bridging the gap to non-IP based networking, creating a faster path to information, intent-based networking, providing transparent 360 cybersecurity, and creating novel design paradigms, including AI, machine learning, to help address societal challenges and more. So being used, we can see that digital twins have been used within the telecom industry and even more so of late. And they'll look to explore new implementation scenarios to utilize advanced visualizations like XR as well as simulation capabilities. So similar themes for all industries right now within the digital twin space, but looks like this particular working group, again, will focus here on telecommunications. Our next article from GeoWeek News: Navis announces upcoming integration with NVIDIA's Omniverse. So this integration will allow users to run simulations in Omniverse based on reality capture data from the real world. So NVIDIA had a recent conference, this GTC conference, in which they were focused on new updates and integrations that were announced for the company's Omniverse platform, and what those tell us about the progress industries are making towards a workable industrial metaverse. So NVIDIA, again, being traditionally a GPU producer, sees how graphical intensive the metaverse or digital twins will be, and so is really going after this space. And so they've built this Omniverse platform here and started to onboard different partners. One of those connections or partners was with Navis, which is a reality capture company. So they'll go out and they create kind of LiDAR scans or create those realistic models of the real world to bring into that Omniverse platform. And their focus is to enable streaming large-scale reality capture data for factories. So focusing on the industrial space. So once you use the Navis system to collect that 3D graphical representation of industrial equipment, that data is imported into the Omniverse. Users will be able to take advantage of the system's simulation and AI capabilities based on this accurate data captured from the real-world environment. So the idea is that you are collecting LiDAR, you're collecting this real-world information, bringing it into this platform to be able to predict and run these AI capabilities to say, what happens if creation of equipment is tweaked by this, amount, or what if we put a new piece of equipment here? Anything that you want to try and do if-then scenario planning, you can bring this real-world information, start modeling that in this Omniverse system so that you can get better predictions on the other end of that analytics. So again, just another story here of companies going after the creation of this kind of digital twin geospatial data, or the ingestion of that data to run this type of analytics and really start to build out those digital twin and metaverse scenarios. Like I said, there's still a lot of information and news and articles coming out around metaverse and digital twins, and all the recent articles that I've viewed over the past few weeks reflect that. It's interesting to see, again, just the evolution of GIS starting to move into this three-dimensional world. So this article I want to spend a little bit more time on here and kind of just talk a bit about LiDAR scans from personal devices and how that may help and support our geospatial industry. But we can see here that Apple rumors to indicate that iPhone 15 Pro will include a upgraded LiDAR scanner. So the iPhone 14 has included a LiDAR scanner as part of the kind of camera system on the iPhone to help with depth and help with stabilization of photos. But because there's that LiDAR scanner on board, there's been a variety of applications that have come out that can allow you to use your phone in an augmented reality type of application because it's recording the depth, how far you are away from an object. And it knows based on your location where you are, where that thing is, and then therefore be able to give you an augmented reality view by overlaying some information on that device, that equipment, that thing. Like if you're walking down the street and you're holding up your camera and you want to get Yelp reviews of restaurants, you could hold up your camera and it would start to show you, the restaurant name, how many stars those restaurants have as you're walking down the street based off of how far you are away from that restaurant. And all that is made possible by understanding your location, but also now improving that with these LiDAR scanners in the iPhone. This article basically is just saying that it seems like Apple is leaning towards improving that LiDAR scanner, and they're seeing some signs here that Apple could be refocusing its LiDAR scanner which they call LiDAR scanner, and its new capabilities. There's important direction for those in this realm of advanced visualization, particularly with the respect to augmented and virtual reality, AR, VR. Again, as I said, there's more and more of these applications coming out that will start to incorporate this LiDAR scanning so that you can have this augmented reality or start to create kind of your own VR-based digital twins yourselves. I've seen applications where now you can take your phone and you can basically walk through your entire house and build like a 3D floor plan of your home just by using your cell phone, which is pretty interesting. So definitely see more and more of these applications potentially coming out as those LiDAR scanners become cheaper, more powerful, and then Apple and mainstream consumer devices start incorporating them into their devices to make it easier for you and me to start using these portable LiDAR scanners. And all those point clouds that are being collected, obviously you can bring those into the GIS. You can start to create 3D models out of them. You can start to do further analysis. So no matter what industry you are in, whether you're in industrial, whether you're in construction, whether you're in environmental, there's going to be lots of applications to collect LiDAR and then process it in the GIS. Once again, that idea of creating a digital twin and using GIS as the foundation has just been ever increasing month over month as more and more of this technology comes out and folks understand how important GIS and location is to building digital twins and the metaverse. So our next article here from Directions Magazine, OGC seeks public comment on new standard for training data for AI and machine learning applications. So OGC, as we're probably all aware, is a standards body for the geospatial and GIS space. And they are starting to put out some standards and some documentation around AI and machine learning, and specifically some of this deep learning, machine learning, training library information. Because training data plays such a fundamental role in Earth observations, AI, and machine learning apps, especially deep learning to train, validate, and test AI models. So they want to start to standardize that training data and how people collect and report on that training data so that they can maximize the interoperability, reusability of geospatial training data. We can see here the candidate training DML-AI standard defines a model and encodings consistent with OGC standards baseline to exchange and retrieve the training data via the web. So again, the idea is once these training data sets become available, there's a standard, and then you and me as GIS professionals can start to bring that in and start to train against our own data and do things like object detection. Like I want to understand what a pool looks like in aerial imagery and find all the pools in my community, things like that. So it's good to see that OGC is starting to think about the AI and machine learning space and creating standards because if there's a good training data set out there, we all don't need to be creating our own training data set. A pool looks like a pool, looks like a pool, and it looks like a pool for everybody. So the more that this training data becomes available and there's standards around it, the easier it is for everyone to adopt that and start doing their own machine learning. Next article from Where Next magazine from Esri, Digital Twins and the Store of the Future. Again, keeping on that theme of digital twins. So the idea is that, as retail space has started to open up after COVID and foot traffic rebounds, the retail space market is starting to look at digital twins to create digital twins of stores, understand how folks better engage with the store. So where folks are gravitating towards in the store based off of advertisements, based off of flow of people coming into the store. So analyzing the shopping patterns and journeys throughout the store to help improve the layout and product placement. When you're going through a grocery store, there's a reason why there's certain items at your eye level versus certain items that are high or low. And that's based all off of product placement, a lot of it based off of how much that product is paying that store to have their items right at that eye level. But there is a lot of analysis that's gone into where you would have items within the store and on those shelves themselves. So retail is starting to create these 3D models of the store environment, as well as the operations side. So creating 3D models of the HVAC systems, how to better heat and cool down the store certain times a day. So all sorts of geospatial analysis being used to model a store, analyze store data, as well as the performance of those stores. So things like the sales and marketing and the trends, where a store is making more money versus a store that isn't making as much money. So again, just using more and more spatial analysis and GIS data to create these retail digital twins. So now just a couple of updates from the ArcGIS product side. The first one here is for Living Atlas data. There's some new high resolution data that has been updated. So these world elevation layers, and we can see the list here. So a variety of digital terrain models that are now available, and the locale for that data availability. Some of that data ranging from 0.5 meter resolution to 2 meter to 5 meter resolution. So more and more of this data is just becoming available and more accurate as a web service that you can leverage from the ArcGIS Living Atlas. Our next update here from ArcGIS Solutions. A whole bunch of new solutions were released in 2023, March 2023. So for those of you not familiar with ArcGIS Solutions, they are these templates that align with your business needs. So very industry specific use cases of ArcGIS, different apps, different data sets, things like that, that you can use in ArcGIS. So here we can see some of the new solutions. Adopt a road, cemetery management, which when I saw this, I thought was pretty interesting, and I dug a little deeper into it. I guess no pun intended there, but wasn't something that I really was on the forefront of my mind thinking about managing cemetery and plot space using GIS, but makes total sense. So there's a new cemetery management solution, crime problem management, curb regulation, gas as-builting, gridded reference graphic, immunization outreach, roadway management, right-of-way and easement data management, storm construction activity management, and there's a whole bunch of updates to these solution templates. So be sure to check this out if you leverage ArcGIS. Our last article and kind of update for today comes from, again, the ArcGIS blog, and it's all about boosting your geoprocessing productivity in the new ArcGIS Pro 3.1. So some of the new updates here, field listing settings menu. So essentially when you go in and you select your different fields, there's now this settings property here to give you more options to sort or filter those field lists based off of either ascending values or your field aliases or field names. So just a helpful new capability there. Python commands have improved formatting and readability. So when you copy Python command or you send to a Python window, now you get a little bit better formatting of that Python in your Python window. So again, helpful versus needing to reformat that. There's some more kind of intelligence and caching in Pro 3.1 that remembers the size and position of your geoprocessing tools if you're using a floating window. So as you are opening up these tools, depending how you've resized them in the past, it'll remember that's the size you want. So again, just some helpful new capabilities here. And then finally, calculating fields. Tool supports an optional SQL query for the where clause per calculation. So we can see down here that when you're calculating multiple fields at once, you can also create a where clause to only select the features that you want to do a field calculate on when you're field calculating multiple fields or columns at once. So some new enhancements there to just working with geoprocessing tools in ArcGIS Pro. All right, so those were our articles for this week. Let's jump into a couple of mappy memes of the week. First one here comes from Small Town Mapper. We can see we've got the Drake meme here, get random data set in a shapefile format from another department or redraw it all. Definitely. You ask for a shapefile, sometimes they send it to you and they've drawn it, and it's just easier to redraw it versus trying to clean up that data. So sometimes you just got to start from scratch. So we'll go ahead and let me like and retweet that one. And I picked another mappy meme this week from Amrith Kuran, which is their day 2 of their mappy meme challenge here. We can see it's a golf-based meme. The map I was asked to make versus the map I made. So just having some of that creativity. You need it to be looking nice and professional and polished. But the map that you end up making has got a little bit of flavor from your own. So I really liked that particular mappy meme this week. So this has been this week of MetaMapping. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you got any comments on digital twins and Metaverse, be sure to add those below. Otherwise, follow us and join our Discord. We'll keep that conversation going there. Check out our other videos, our other mapping meme, or other mappy memes of the week here in our shorts. So check that out. And then finally, be sure to check out some of our NFT projects, like Project Meta Expedition, where we've created NFTs for the entire globe. And you can start to collect those and help us black out the entire Earth as we collect these map-based NFTs. And then City Maps collection, which we've created 600 of these NFT maps for different cities across the globe, all based off of different population factors. And so there's ranking to these cities here. And so you can mint one of these at random and see what rank and the properties of this NFT. And later this year, we'll let folks reveal the NFT and see what city they got. So if you go and you mint one of these NFTs today, you won't know what city you have. So there'll be a bit of a surprise once we release all the NFTs and reveal what cities folks have minted. So be sure to go mint your City Maps NFT today. So once again, this has been this week of MetaMapping. Thanks again for checking it out. And as always, stay mappy, my friends.